Beware! Pharaoh is guarded with the Ankh of Life. Snorkers here, ruler of the two lands, from the Delta to the First Cataract. Many years ago I ruled in Egypt. My tomb is yet to be found. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Tutankhamun, whose tomb you seek to rob today. For today, we go back to 1990 to a type-in game from Spain. The author's name has been struck from history. No one knows who wrote it. No one knows how. Perhaps it was written by the gods themselves. You must seek out the golden mask of Tutankhamun. But beware, the wrath of Pharaoh.
Today's game is again from Spain. It's from Amstrad Sinclair Ocio issue 21. It's called El Faraon, and I do not know who composed it, or who wrote it rather. It doesn't say. It's one of the missing type-ins on Spectrum Computing, and it is an arcade game. And it says, if your strength is not history or archaeology, you have other ways to have fun. For example, going back in time to the time of the Egyptian pharaohs. The tension's going to get under your skin, and then the final task of the game is none other than finding the death mask of Tutankhamun, which, in addition to being of vital importance to history, is also of solid gold. And this is a game written entirely in BASIC. And here we go. Software Mega Ocio presenta La Tumba del Faraon por Mega Ocio 1990. High score is 0. Press a key. 1 is up. Q is down. 9 is left. 0 is right. Z is jump left. M is jump right. You need to use both hands. And when I was playing it, I used my left hand for up and down and jump left. My right hand for left and right and jump right. I use my thumbs to jump. Nice use of user-defined graphics for the head of the pharaoh and little box. It wasn't too bad to type in. Some of the printing was a bit off. Some of the user-defined characters were actually the wrong letter. And occasionally some of the brackets looked like vertical bars, but weren't actually vertical bars at all. Screen 1. So I'm the little bloke in the bottom left, with a snake coming towards me, and if you jump over him, you get points for jumping with the snake, a little beep each time you move. Interesting enough, when the snake has a little bit of animation, its head goes up, the head goes down, the tail goes up and down as well. That is not done by printing different UDGs, but in fact by changing the UDG for the snake. Every time you move, it changes the UDG. Just gone up a level. Now we need to go and jump over the arrow. The way the screen works is you have two arrays of spaces and user-defined graphics, one for the arrow levels and one for the snake levels, and they scroll them with a substring command, so you take the first character and put it on the end of a substring of every character but the first, and vice versa. It's simple but rather effective. The game moves along quite nicely. This is level 1. There are 14 levels in total. You see there the time has jumped up quite a lot. The game as written has you starting with 3 lives. I increased that to 6 because you don't get any extra lives playing the game, and it's surprisingly challenging. There you are, I've jumped over there. So that arrow is to go off to the side. Level 1, you get 1 obstacle per level, per layer I should say. It comes back, jump over it. There we go. You can fall off the end. If you jump and you're too near the edge, you'll jump off the edge and die. So I'm on these barriers, they move left and right. And if you don't jump off, you'll see you'll fall there and get a little tune, which for some reason kept reminding me of Land of My Fathers, or possibly a Christmas tune. I can't remember which one it was. Back to screen 1, and it's back to the beginning when you die. Of that level you're on, to to be fair. If you get to screen 2, then you stay on screen 2. Jump over the snake, get some points for that. The little beeps you get from moving left and right, they get higher and higher pitch as you climb up the screen, which is a nice effect. Alley up, there we go. And we climb the little green vine and move along. So the Spectrum inspects the keyboard 50 times a second. Unfortunately, because it's a basic program and it's relying on in keys, it sometimes doesn't always detect you pressing the button, which can be a bit of a problem when it gets to jump. Oh, and I've jumped and landed on the arrow. I should have waited and then jumped. You don't need to be moving to jump, so you can just jump backwards and forwards. Back to screen 1. Will I get off screen 1? Fortunately, I've got loads of lives. Jump the snake, bosh. And again. So that snake, that's still, will eventually move. The strings are actually longer than the width of the screen, so it works quite nicely, because you do get a little break between appearances of the obstacles. Of course, as you go up the levels, you get more and more obstacles. I had to type, oh, I've jumped the wrong way then, that's better. Let's type in these 14 strings. Of course, it doesn't help, there are different lengths, they get longer, and trying to guess where the spaces are, oh, and jump, thank you, doesn't really help when you're trying to measure things really with your eyes. Is that 3 spaces, is that 2 spaces? It doesn't really matter too much, but certainly not on these early levels. So we trundle along. It's actually quite a pleasant little game. At this point, I'd already just been spending, after getting it working and fixing the bugs, alley up, I'd spent a good 27 minutes playing it and I'm rather enjoying it. And up, right, here we go. So, let's go along here and jump. So you don't want to get too close to the edge, otherwise the arrow will suddenly appear and then will shoot you, which is a bad thing because you'll lose a life. So wait a little bit, here's the arrow, and jump. And up we go. Now here, up we go. Right, when the platform gets to the last position, you jump, and that's true for these first 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and jump. However, the last position has 6. So you need to jump when it's on the 6th, and then jump before it reaches the end, and finally jump and collect the key. On to screen 2 of 14. So now we have 2 snakes, 2 arrows. The platforms at the top don't change, they don't get faster, they don't get less, they don't get more of them. So it's not too bad, it's just moving along, bearing in mind that there are 2 snakes that will appear. And jump. Nice beats in between. I can see at the bottom I've got 1 key, and I've forgotten that the snake was going to reappear. A foolish error. So let's try this again. You get bonus points at the top, counting down as you move towards running out of time, perhaps. Can you run out of time? I don't know, maybe you just don't get a bonus. I'll have a quick look. Can you run out of time? Let's find out for you. I don't think you can. So moving along. There's the second snake. There we go. Now, patience is always a virtue. Jump over Snakey. Up we go. Climb the ladder. And now to the left. And jump the first arrow. Here we go. And jump the second. Excellent work. Up we go. So the way it works with the working out which level you're on and getting the obstacles is it gets the data for the strings by subbing to 6999 plus 1 times the level. So it goes 7,000 up to 7,014. And you just type these in and get 2 strings, C string and D string. One contains the arrows, one contains the snakes. And I said with the snakes, it constantly redefines the user-defined graphic to get the animation effect, which is elegant. Not sure how fast it is, but it's certainly elegant. So obviously there aren't quite enough user-defined graphics to go around. So you've got the two ends of the floor itself, the arrow, the vine, the key, Pharaoh's head, magic boxes, all kinds of stuff. So they've really gone to town here. Interesting how late it was, 1990. If this came out in 1984, that'd be superb. Anyway, we jump on here, and again, wait for it, and jump. Off we go, and jump. Last barrier, this one's a little bit trickier, and it goes 3, 4, and jump. Excellent work. Get the key. And on to screen 3. Jump the snake. Getting used to this now, but now there are 3 snakes and 3 arrows. Alley up. Oh! Unfortunately, I pressed the key and it didn't quite register in time. When you jump, you can usually clear about 2 spaces. So let's try that again from the bottom of screen 3. Here we go. Jump the first snake. There we go. Because it's not quite turn-based. It seems like it though. The things move in. Don't move on a pixel basis. They move in whole chunks. Chunk, chunky chunk. Right. So now watch out for the next snake. There it is. Now you can jump and quickly up. There we go. Jump over the arrows and jump and jump. So 3 arrows now with level 3. Obviously you can imagine what level 14 will be like. In fact, I shall show you in a little while. We go back along with the snake. 2 lives left. I'm putting this up on Spectrum Computing in due course. There we go. I've not translated it because there's not really a lot to translate. Here we go. And jump the snake. Wait for it, wait for it. Here we go. And, oh no, being cautious. Where's that 3rd snake? There he is. Right, up we go. And quick, up the ladder. Right. Right, we now go left over the arrows. The arrows aren't animated, they just move via the screen substring effect. Same with the magenta platforms above. It does check if there's nothing underneath you, you will fall horribly to your death. And that's the same if you run off the end of the platform to the left or the right. Now this last bit is just about timing. You jump when it's on the last position, but be aware that the 3rd and rightmost platform goes 1 extra space just because they're tricky. Here we go. That is screen 3 completed. On to screen 4, where obviously you now have 4 snakes, 4 arrows, and the gaps in between them are obviously a lot smaller. There's a nice big gap there. Jump over the snake, and off we go. 2 little beeps each time you move. Rather jaunty. Oh, I forgot to wait for the snake. Screen 4. Alley up. Alley up. Here we go. Right, now you wait, jump. Up we go, and then left over the arrow quickly. There we go. Phew. It's an odd key position because you've got your 2 left fingers and your left thumb over the Z, your right thumb's on the M, and then 2 fingers on the 9 and the 0. But it's not too bad. I suppose you could change it so you jump in a certain direction, but then you have to put facing in. It might be a little bit trickier. Wait for it and jump. Up we go. Right. That was tricky because you don't want to wait on the far end because that's where the arrows appear. And I don't think... I think they just appear... Yeah, they just appear immediately there. They don't give you any warning. Right. Up we go. Up. Right. Now it's just a simple task of jumping over the arrows. Do you really think you can do 14 screens of this on 3 lives? Because I don't think so. Now, the easy bit. And jump. And jump. Because remember, if you stay on the platform, you'll fall to your death. Jump. And jump. And here's the tricky bit. And jump. And now get the key. Screen 4 completed. On to screen 5. And obviously we now have 5 arrows and 5 snakes. Extra tricky. Up we go. Watch out for the snake. Up the ladder, jump the arrow. Jump and jump and jump. And yes, pro gamer here. Pro gamer, dodge the vipers, or possibly their asps, which would be thematic for Egypt, having the old Cleopatra's asp. Up we go. There we are. I still wait for the arrow to pass for safety. You can't wait on the ladder, either up the ladder or down the ladder, or the vines, whatever they might be. The colour is important. It does check to see if you try and go up, it just says, "Oh, and I forgot to jump," and that is game over. Good little game. So what I was trying to do here was give myself 6 lives, set the stage to, I've done 13 levels, and I'm going to go and show you what level 14 is like. Which is the penultimate, this is the last level. Up it loads. This is cheating, obviously, but the idea is I'm showing you I'm cheating, so you can't have a go at me. Screen 14, the last screen. So we start off, immediately there's a snake there, and a snake and a gap and a snake, and you jump the first snake and land on the second. Just try this again. See, there's now 14 things. The arrows now come in pairs, which is rather sneaky. Back to screen 14. So, jump the first snake. Oh, failed to jump the first snake. I was pressing the key desperately, and because I was pressing it, I wasn't holding it down. Therefore, whenever it checked, I wasn't pressing jump, and I died quite quickly. Screen 14. It's brutal, isn't it? Absolutely brutal. So jump the first snake. So now you jump the second snake and you land on the third snake. There isn't enough room to jump. You can't jump snakes 2 and 3 together. And if you land in between, there's not enough time to jump before the third snake catches you. And this is the layout as it is in the magazine. It's actually, you can't actually do it. It's impossible. Which is a bit of a problem. And you get these snake gap snake patterns starting at level 7. What I'm going to do now is change the game Starting at, I believe, level 7, which will be 7. I started at level 5 actually. Yeah, I started at level 5. You can see there I've got a snake space snake on the 3rd line. So all I'm going to do is put a space in between them. So I like having the double arrows. And as you move forward through the levels, you get more and more of these snake space snakes. So I'm going to go through and replace all of them. So now we go back into level 14, and this time with a little gap between the snakes. Jump, jump. I failed to jump that time because I was pressing the button rather than holding it down. You really want to hold down the jump. Jump. Oh, failed to jump the first snake because I was desperately banging the key and it wasn't picking it up. The problems with in keys. There's a lot going on the screen. You've got 4 strings moving around. Was it? No, 5 strings moving around actually. Because they're 5 different layers. We've 4 big strings and 3 little strings. There we are. Be into a bit of rhythm now. Jump, jump, jump. Now I have enough time to just keep jumping over the snakes. Excellent. Now we're getting close to the... Oh, I muffed that one up. Right. Will we get up to the level where the double arrows are? That is the eternal question. We're getting close to the vines. And I've got killed by the snake. So I'll now actually show you the final screen. Well done, you've encountered the Mask of Gold. Lovely graphics, piles of gold and treasure chests and Tutankhamun's death mask. Really rather spectacular, I think. If you get this far, the game then resets and starts again from the beginning. Thank you for watching.